Hello everybody, let me show you a picture. Do you recognize it? How does it make you feel? For a vast majority of people, absolutely f***ing livid, apparently. I can imagine why, since nowadays on the internet people accuse others of forced representation wherever they deem fit. I mean, really looking at it personally, I can't see anything wrong. This is just a drawing of people, ponies, redesigned. But others thought that this whole thing was just forced and cringe. Let's just try to imagine why. And if you have any opinions on this picture whatsoever, just comment. Let us know down in the comment section. We can add it to our discussion. I think maybe it's partly due to the art style. I have absolutely, just saying, nothing against it, and nobody should have anything against it. But I think that since it's a style that's sort of not very popularized and it's not as easily marketable as like the iconic Tumblr art style, which I also love by the way, it leans more towards realism in like the varied body type, showing more bumps and details that might make someone notice it more, but not noticing that they get uncomfortable by literal examples of real people that you see in real life. Whether you like it or not, people like this exist in real life, and if that makes you uncomfortable, then I don't know what to tell you. You might want to move to Mars. And that is something that we're gonna get into today. Not moving to Mars, but the forced representation. Because the controversies are honestly a little silly and people accuse others of it way too fast and use the word cringe way too much. Let's get into it. Okay, let's just start off by trying to understand how this phrase is used online. We've all seen it anyway, so we should have a basic understanding, but let me just go over some things. People are very fast to say that representation is forced, and I think that sometimes it is a little justified if something is just like an immense stereotype or done really wrong or without any passion or understanding. Let's just look at Sia's super hit movie, Music! Yeah, no. Sia wanted the gist of this movie to bring awareness and acceptance of autism, showing people the world from an autistic person's point of view. What ended up making something that spread dangerous misinformation, ostracized, and made actual autistic people uncomfortable, and overall is just a terrible watch. And that made me think that she just doesn't care. But I think that she did actually, watching through like the interviews and the what's-its. But she just didn't care enough to listen properly. This movie was performative because it seemed like Sia was only making it to be like, look at how much I care about the autistic community. I'm gonna make this kick-ass movie and spread my knowledge to the world so everyone can finally understand autistic people. That is forced. That is when someone puts no research, no love, nothing into their movie or whatever they're making. The main character may be based on a loved one that was lost, but that doesn't disregard the fact that she got a neurotypical actor to play the role of Music. Do not attack her or assume that she was in any way comfortable with this role, by the way, she was not. And that she made the overstimulated scenes music videos for her new songs. Or the fact that she made people think laying on an autistic person when they're having a meltdown is safe and okay. Like, come on, even a good doctor did better than that. But the forced representation that we're usually subjected to online is just forced controversies. It's like not even that big of a deal sometimes. Often it's like the forcedness is just something that another person may not relate to personally. Because like things might look forced when they're really just the type of person you might not see often in your life. Many minorities and people with specific body types or disabilities or disorders or genders or whatnot. And for you, they might seem alien or whatever, but for some people, it's their everyday experience. Whether that's being that specific type of person, being friends with them, having a family member like them, and usually they won't get representation. Like, personally, I don't think I've ever seen a person with vitiligo in a movie apart from that one Deadpool movie. And representations of autism are usually terrible. Like, Sheldon Cooper is alright, I just hate the way that he and his friends interact with women. There's like a whole like video essay about like that genre of like character, and it was a really very informative, very good. And good autism representation isn't even intentional sometimes. That's why headcanoning is so important. Because you're telling me that Shigeo Kageyama from Mob Psycho 100 is not autistic, because he is literally me. There's some really cool trans representation though, like in Life is Strange, or Orange is the New Black, or She-Ra. And although I don't necessarily know everything about all of those medias, I know that they don't make an absolute wig diggle out of it. Some representation might be seen as forced because it looks stereotypical when it really is just people's actual experiences. Like, I might not make being gay my entire personality, but goddamn is it obvious. Some stereotypical representation is just real experiences that aren't watered down for the general audience. They aren't masked. And that representation is so important for those people who need that kind of representation to feel seen. Some people just need to realize that normalizing diversity is not like this evil agenda. Nobody is forcing queerness or disabilities onto you or your children. I feel like that's also a big part of this conversation, that some people think that this representation is the left's way of brainwashing people into being like gay, autistic, or trans, or anything, and it's genuinely so crazy that I cannot even go that deep into it, because they're just wrong. It's so plainly obvious that they're wrong. Grr, how dare you show me a person in a wheelchair? Those didn't exist back in my day. My boyfriend also mentioned to me that he was watching a show where a side character or background character was wearing a t-shirt with like the trans flag on it, like nothing else, and he said that it rubbed him in the wrong way, for the right reasons, because it felt like it wasn't really genuine representation. It felt like the show was just like, hey guys, look, trans rights, we're progressive, when they have no depth whatsoever apart from the fact that they're trans. I get it if they have like a shirt that says protect trans kids or something like that, but apparently it was literally just a shirt with the flag on it. But anyway, people's OCs and redesigns reflect their world, their personal experiences, and what they want to see in the world. And sometimes it is so rare that people can just overreact and think that it's forced or a harmful stereotype. And sometimes it is, but other times it's just an innocent person trying to project their experiences and emotions into characters that they love. And some people really hate that. I think a lot of this is caused by internalized bias, and sometimes people don't realize that they have a bias towards specific types of people, but they goddamn well show it. They might be scared of being seen as cringe by association as well. They might refuse to like something or actively hate on it, so people don't think that they associate with it. This just creates this harmful environment that makes it really difficult to get this kind of representation, or to even be the kind of person that's being represented in the first place. But cringe. Speaking of cringe, let me just... I am qualified to talk on this topic because I am wearing these. Yes, I'm wearing them to make a point, but I'm also wearing them because they're really fun to wear. We've all heard the word cringe. Cringy. Cringing. It's in our dictionaries and our novels and our basic vocabulary. We use it so much. Too much even. But what does it really mean? Well, it's that sort of primal reaction that you get when you see or read something that makes you uncomfortable for whatever reason. You can cringe at seeing someone get injured, because you're empathetic and you feel that discomfort. You can cringe at someone talking loudly in the library because they're breaking a social rule and you're empathetic, so you get secondhand embarrassment. It's literally just when you watch Peep Show, like all of Peep Show, like it's a cringe fest. I feel like now though, so many people use the word cringe just stupidly, just to be mean to people. And my feeling is 100% right. People do that. Someone can see someone else in public, like, being neurodivergent in some way, and they're just like, that's cringe. Like, what? Some of this does come from empathy, because you're reacting to them acting in a particular way that hasn't really been a part of the social norm for a long time. And in that reaction, you're experiencing what I mentioned before, secondhand embarrassment. What you think that person should be feeling in that moment. Embarrassed. Embarrassed for what? Talking loudly in a library, I get, yeah, because that's disruptive. Talking about your hyperfixation a little too enthusiastically, get a clue, read the room. That's not how normal people act. Stimming. People don't do that. Don't do that in public. People will stare. Overstimulated. Over what? I don't experience what you experience, so you must be overdramatic. How cringe. That's how neurodivergent people have been treated for so long! And although we usually don't get electroshocked nowadays, we still get stigmatized. We get told to tone it down, mask, just don't act like that. Because for like 100 years, things have been sterilized, social rules have been introduced but never addressed, and people have lost the ability to be unique. And sometime around the 70s, I think, people started to take that ability back. But then the word hippie turned into an insult. And now the term alt is stigmatized, stereotyped. You think of a 13-year-old with obnoxiously big eyeliner and bunny ears called arson. But oh my god, guess what? Hippies never hurt you. Arson never hurt you. You hurt you. You being the people who say that these things are cringe, not you directly, hopefully. People like that have absolutely ruined everything. They are party poopers. I saw a video of two girls dancing at a club, and they were looking at the DJ weirdly because he was dancing. The DJ was dancing in a club. The DJ. He told them to leave, I think, because they were ruining the vibe, and honestly, he was so cool for that. It's people like that who have genuinely ruined things, because things used to be fun before they came along and made everything embarrassing. To stand out even a little bit is embarrassing. It's cringe, and these people aren't acting from empathy anymore, they're acting from cruelty, apathy. They separate themselves from other people because they're obviously so much better than us. They follow the social norms, even if they don't, because it's a social norm to dance at a club. Internet culture has turned cringing into a weapon to shame people out of joy and normality. Because it's normal to be different, unique, neurodiverse, you. And sometimes I think that these behaviors come from projecting their own insecurities onto others. To say, I'm not one of those, I'm gay but I'm not that gay, I'm autistic but not like that, I would never act like that person, I'm normal. And that's just really harmful. It's really, really harmful. Not just to the victim, but to that community, to the person who's saying all of that. The person that goes online and does a sketch parody of arson and their friend Bunny. The person who posts a video saying you shouldn't give yourself food as a treat because you're not a dog. The person who creates a pin on Pinterest about how you're being lazy for not studying now. And that goes a little bit off topic, but you see what I mean, right? They're ruining their own lives and they don't realize it because they have this delusion of grandeur. And now there's a fear of being cringe. A fear that I personally only got over recently. I don't care if someone sees me cry in public. I have bawled my eyes out in public and a lady even gave me tissues. People are nice sometimes. I don't see the point in wearing normal clothes. I like to stand out and be my own authentic self, and you should as well. Anyone who makes or does anything risks being cringe, and that's why it's meaningful. Embarrassment is a normal emotion we feel, and we shouldn't push it away. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we should be our authentic selves, without fear, and tell the people who think that's cringe to get a life. Because it's not normal to hide away and fit into these boxes, or to be normal, to never speak up or dance or do anything that draws attention to you. And if it's not hurting anyone, do it as loud as you want. I'm not saying break every rule, because some rules are there for a reason, but just be yourself. Some people call representation forced because they're scared of being uncomfortable. They cringe because of this. They call others cringe because they're scared to be authentic. Because for some reason, they got up that morning and wanted to be cynical and unapproachable because they built a solid wall of negativity around them, preventing them from having a social life. Well, we should know now that judgment limits creativity and growth. It limits reality. Acceptance expands it. The world gets better when we let people exist without mockery. When we don't put ourselves down, indirectly or not, things start to grow. And I know we've talked about a lot of things in this video, but really, that's my main point. It's not healthy for us and our society to shut people down and shut ourselves away from people. Humans are social creatures and will always will be. Turning off our humanity won't ever be an option, because there will always be a call for human connection. Because we are all so amazing when we can just accept each other. Every aesthetic, not even knowing what aesthetic means. Being a clean girl, being grunge, punk, goth, clowncore, absolutely anything. Whether you identify as human or not, whether you understand a concept or not, whether you think you're normal or if you're self-conscious that you're different, I hope that you have a great day and a restful night, whoever you are. Or vice versa if you're a night owl. If you enjoyed listening to this, then please like the video or comment your thoughts, because it really, really helps the channel out. Or subscribe if you really, really, really like me. Thank you so much for getting this far. Bye bye bye!